Today, we're looking at The Legend of Zelda for the NES. The Legend of Zelda was released by Nintendo in 1987 on the NES. Players embark on a quest to retrieve the Triforce, defeat Ganon, and rescue Princess Zelda. The game features dungeons, puzzles, and enemies. As Link, players can wield various weapons like swords, boomerangs, bombs, and arrows, and collect rubies to purchase additional gear. Discover hidden secrets and passages through Hyrule and test your skills in exploration. Remember, if you're new to this channel, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button as it helps out this channel grow. And don't forget to hit the notification button for all future videos. So, is The Legend of Zelda worth playing today? Here was our review of The Legend of Zelda for the NES. Now the plot is quite easy to follow. The game's mission, you must collect the pieces of the Triforce and defeat Ganon to save Princess Zelda, are explained at the title screen. Although some couldn't contend that the plot is overly straightforward and shallow, it is one of the few NES games that heavily relies on the plot, even if it's straightforward. I don't think a straightforward plot is flawed. Actually, a more straightforward plot allows the players to concentrate on the current task rather than being distracted by unimportant details. And there are no cutscenes to explain the story, which I really wish they would have had something in there. Simple concepts makes for easier gameplay. You walk in 4 different directions by the D-pad. A is always your sword, B is your second item. Start displays your inventory, and select pauses the game. In less than 30 seconds, anyone can be familiar with these controls and never forget what to press. The controls are really responsive. Pressing the A button will cause the action to occur. Your skills will be put to the test in The Legend of Zelda. To survive of the later dungeons, you must have a sharp mind and a strong will. There are a ton of things to gather, upgrades to discover, creatures to eliminate, and secrets to discover. Your sword, tunic, which is your armor, bow and arrows, bomb, are the typical Zelda weapons. You can find better and more useful goods, each with specific use after conquering later dungeons. There are a lot of surprises hidden inside the vast overworld map. For instance, a bush that can appear normal above ground may reveal a stairwell that leads to a shop, a dungeon, etc. after it burns down. In Hyrule, rubies are used as money and are frequently dropped by monsters or won in a casino game. You can purchase new goods, enhance your existing ones, or hire someone to provide you information about the area with these rubies. The graphics are really good for this NES game. Things like which kind of ruby is on the ground and which enemies are more difficult to defeat are easily to distinguish from one another. Compared to some NES games, these graphics, in my opinion at least, makes the game easier to play rather than make it more difficult or causing eye strains after a few minutes. Sprites like the characters, enemies, and the game elements work well together and enhance the whole gaming experience. The only drawback I can think of is when a large number of enemies suddenly appear in one place, some of them might start to flash or perhaps become temporarily invisible. This is typical for an early NES game, especially when there are a lot of items or enemies displayed on the screen at once. The audio department is the most noticeable presentation of The Legend of Zelda. The gameplay is accompanied anywhere by an incredible soundtrack and one of the best theme songs on the NES. The player is nearly put into a trance by the well-crafted theme song that opens The Legend of Zelda. The straightforward song, which combines all the necessary components you may anticipate, features dazzling beats, pleasant shift of melody, and a fluid flow that is pleasant to listen to. A more sober tune will replace the background music once you enter the dungeon, alerting you to your location. The sound of the music down a tumbling tunnel make the walls tremble with terror. The background music for every significant event in The Legend of Zelda seems to influence everything you do. The in-game sound effects are good also. Blowing up a bomb produces a higher pitch effect than throwing a boomerang. A harsh song is produced by each sound, clearly identifying it. Boomerangs, for instance, have a tendency to vibrate in a walloping, repeating manner, almost like a force wind. And the only drawback about the sound I have is when you're really low on health, it will constantly make a beeping sound until you get more hearts. So, is The Legend of Zelda any good today? Genres have to transition at some point. One of the first games to do this is The Legend of Zelda. Anyone can play an adventure game or play a role-playing game like Final Fantasy. The Legend of Zelda is, on the other hand, was one of those games that combined the two aspects to create a really good game. Now players could enjoy a game that was simple enough to grasp, but still felt like a great adventure. One of the drawbacks I do have is some of the dungeons are hidden really well, and you really won't be able to find them unless you have a guide. But overall, The Legend of Zelda is still a really great game. If you must, get The Legend of Zelda if you're searching for a game that you must have in your library, or you can grab if you just want a really good playthrough. And this was one of the first in the series, and it gets even better than this one. And I still have a lot of fun with this, and I would highly recommend this. The Legend of Zelda for the NES is getting a 9.5 out of 10. So what did you think about The Legend of Zelda for the NES? Please leave comments below to share your thoughts. That would do for this episode. Remember to like and subscribe if you like this review. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you here in the next episode. Have a great day.